It seems like Jaquiski Tartt is going to miss another game. He's doubtful. Is that a good thing, Maverick?
Well, groin injuries are tough, and I think also the way Russell Wilson and the Seahawks offense are throwing it deep, you can't have a guy that might be a little slower, a step slower in this game, because that could be the difference in it. DK Metcalf could break loose. Tyler Lockett could break loose if Tartt's not fast enough to keep up with them. And then plus they're on a short week with the Packers coming up. Packers in their own right are a little hobbled. Tartt and Aaron Jones might sit out for them. So I think it's better to focus on next week with Tartt taking on Aaron Jones out of the backfield a few times.
No, I don't think that's a good thing, just because they need Tartt for his coverage skills. Marcel Harris, like I said last week, yeah, he looks good, but that was also against the Patriots wide receivers and the Patriots tight ends. Not that Greg Olson's much better at his age, but they need him for his coverage skills. Marcel Harris, he's not quite there. I think he's a good player. I think he can create havoc against the run. But as far as a team that likes to air it out, if you will, let Russ cook, they definitely need Jaquiski Tartt back there.
I think Maverick brings up a good point about the type of injury that it is. I mean, if he were to come back and re-aggravate that groin, it makes the question really easy to answer at this point. At that point, we're all going to be killing him and saying, why did they rush him back? Why did they bring him back early when they had an adequate backup? I'm rooting for him to play. I think it'll help the Niners in this game if he plays. But I think there's a really good argument to make for letting him sit another week with that short week coming up on Thursday.
Groin injuries. Jamal Adams, look how long he's been sidelined. He's been dealing with a groin injury since week 3, somewhere in that ballpark. So there's no need to rush back Jaquiski Tartt. I would like to see him play because with Jimmy Ward and with Jaquiski Tartt, like I talked about with Ward, they don't generate a lot of turnovers, but you know what you're getting. The continuity, the chemistry between the two of them, they play with each other very well. And in a divisional matchup, you want that. You want to know what you're getting out of your defenders and not have wild cards like Tarvarius Moore, Marcel Harris in there where things can go either way. If this was another week where you're playing a team like the Patriots, I'm fine with giving these young guys all the developmental snaps that they need. But when it's a division opponent where there's this much at stake that can really alter which direction the season is going in, you want to have your starters in there that you've invested in. So it would not be a bad thing if Jimmy Ward and Jaquiski Tartt both play this game, but you got to look at the bright side if they don't go with the high ceilings of Tarvarius Moore, Marcel Harris. So the 49ers are kind of in a win-win situation because seeing what Moore and Harris can bring to the table really can decide what you do with the starting safeties moving forward.
I'm just going to say I'm going to say it flat out. The Niners are better without Jaquiski Tartt. Maybe not last year, but this year they are. He's fine. He's a fine player. He makes more than he deserves, but they don't do much with him. I just got through on like a 2.5-minute spiel about all the things the Niners do with Jimmy Ward. What they do with Jaquiski Tartt is on third down, they plug him in center field, and they never blitz him, and he never is in a position to do anything. He's not a big, strong hitter. He gets hurt. I mean, he's not a bad hitter. He's not Dante Whitner. He's not even Marcel Harris. I like the way Marcel Harris hits, by the way. That guy throws his body around. But to me, the future at safety is Jimmy Ward and Tarvarius Moore. Now we get to see it. I want to see what those two look like playing together. I want to know if they can do it. I want to know if they can both play strong safety, both play free. I think that would be a nice tandem. And I think the future's now. Go for it. I really think Tarvarius Moore is a step up better than Jaquiski Tartt.
And that's the one thing. Watching Tarvarius Moore against the Patriots, I thought he was limited to kind of playing that single high safety role because he's built rather thin. He's a tall, lean guy. He was lining up in the box and making plays around the line of scrimmage, so he can see that in the box safety. So I'm high on Tarvarius Moore. I'm happy. And
if you're going to use Jimmy Ward like around the box on third down as this movable chess piece who could blitz, who could cover, and you want someone just to stick in center field, well, I'd rather put Moore out there than Tartt. I mean, he covers more ground. Tartt's more of a strong safety anyway.